Today we're talking about DW9000 pedals or double pedals, bass drum pedals in general, basically, but working with the DW9000 pedal and how to tune it for your liking and how I set mine up for that process. So here we go. I have said before in the initial video on this, I like the pedal to feel a little bit heavy. So the first thing that I do is you got to set the height of your pedal. And that's one of the, like, not to start with a negative, but that's one of the things that kind of bums me out about this pedal is that the tightening mechanisms for this is on the back side. What I like to do is push this pedal here up against the head on my pearl pedals and then grab it from the back and lock it down and make sure that the pedal's flat against the head. You can't do that with these. It's a little bit of a pain. So what I've kind of done is just push it up, you kind of hand tighten it, and then you pull it back and then tighten it down with the key. So that's kind of the first bummer. For me, where I like these things is I like basically the bottom part of the pedal here is just barely sticking out of the bottom of the housing here. You know, it can go quite a bit through, and I like it just about there. I like my pedals a little bit higher, get a little bit more feel there. I feel like you feel the weight of the pedal a little bit more, and you can see mine are not exactly even here. This pedal is quite a bit ahead, but to me, this is where they feel all right. So that's number one. Get the height of the pedal set up. For me, I like to get it just about as high as it will almost lock down, and this one's quite there. I've got a little bit left to play with there, but um, not a ton. Okay, so then for me, number two was I put the weights. I went ahead and put the weights on here. You can obviously adjust them with your key, slide them up and down the shaft. I just sort of played with it until it felt right to me. I give it about an inch from the top here. And then as you can see, my left one, the beater is actually a little bit higher. So that's just kind of where it felt right. I want a little bit more weight on the top. I want to feel the weight of that beater. I do use the felt side of the beaters for the most part. I just want a little bit rounder, softer kind of a tone. I'm playing all kinds of different music usually with my band, but I don't always want that slap and that knock of the plastic side of the beater. So um, go with the felt side for me. All right, we got the weights, we got the length. The big one for me is the footboard height, where it basically stops. So if you press all the way down on the pedal and it hits the head, does the footboard stop here? Does it stop here? Or is it flat? I like it to feel like it's all the way flat to the ground. And the way you adjust that on the DWs is, keep my hand out of the way there, is right here. This little key here. And you can just slide this puppy, loosen it up, all the way to the back. And then for me, it's basically all the way down, all the way to the front side of the pedal toward the bass drum head. And that now gets the pedal as close to flat. I want it to feel like flat or closer to flat. I don't want the pedal to be here when my foot hits the ground. You're kind of, then your foot's like up like this. I want it to be flat, hitting the ground flat. So for me, that gets it about as close as it can get, flat on the ground. And notice you have to be kind of careful with this chain when you move this around to make sure that it's straight. We have memory locks on here. Comes with a little key. You can then tighten these down. So now I know when I put this back in, it's going right back to the same height that I want it to be at. Tighten it down here. Great. Next, we could talk about the spring tension. I have not adjusted my spring tension. I don't really like it to be real springy. I don't want it to kick back at me very much. I want it to kind of feel the weight again. So I don't want the spring assisting me too much. Skipping the cam real quick. You can also adjust down here, or in here, sorry, where the beater sits on the plane essentially. And this guy can slide back and forth. And so how far the beater is going to come back. The stock setting has always just been fine for me. I don't need it to come back any farther. And I definitely don't want it any closer to the head. I want to still feel that. So might adjust that back a little bit more. That's done through here. You have to go in here and loosen that and then tighten back down. So that's for the beater angle height, right? Okay, so the next thing for me is how the cam is set. It is, you know, eternally adjustable here, or infinitely adjustable. You adjust that. Spin the pedal around here for you. Back here, kind of hard to see. It's underneath. I'll turn it here so you can see. As I turn this, and this key is a little bit of a pain because you can't just spin. I guess you can. Here we go. I'm gonna hold it and just kind of try to spin this around. And you can see this is now out as far as it can go. This cam right here. So I'm gonna spin it back the other way, all the way back. And now it's flattening out and flattening out. And so this is like less whippy feeling, basically. It's eccentric and concentric, I think are the words. You're a little bit less whippy. So for me, it was about 12 pulls or turns, full turns, to go all the way one side or the other. So I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's about halfway. And I kind of felt like it's halfway. I'll be honest, with the cam, I don't feel a humongous difference from the cam being all the way out or the cam being all the way back in. It feels a little bit different, but it's not a massive change to me. Way more matters the weight and for me, the footboard plate, where it's flatter than having it more than having it angled for me. So the cam, you can adjust it, right? Just count your turns, 1, 2, 3, like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. 1, 2, see which one you like the most. For me, it doesn't make an enormous difference. I like it about in the middle. So those are the main things for me. Adjusting the height of the beater, get it for me up nice and tall. Flattening out the footboard plate so that it's closer to the bottom. It's not quite flat, but it's getting there when I strike. And then the cam, I kind of basically kept the cam in the center, but I kind of messed around with it a little bit on both pedals and sort of got it in the middle. So that's basically how I adjust mine. That's how you adjust all these. If you have any questions, let me know. Hope that helps you out tuning your bass drum pedal. Matt from Burgers Wolf, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.